once again to Mearachd, episode 3.
I really thought you were gonna say Akun-san. I got sad because Pax is dead.
I know, you're still bitter.
Yeah. But at least your stir fry wasn't bitter tonight.
It was not.
Props for that.
Thank you. So, where did we leave off last week? With party victories?
We had a dose of humble pie.
Good.
So we got healed up, thankfully.
But did you?
Erasmus moped around the apartment because he was mad he had gotten a bad grade. I worked in the community garden, and Niev got a warning about compost on the campus. Trent
Apparently composting stinks.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bad way to put it, because true, but also not true. Trent wanted to plan a big party, but then he didn't even have snacks, so that was rude, and I left, and they played a game. He met up with Agnar, who is, a very popular guy. Had Hup.
There he is.
What?
Had Hup, my favorite character in this game.
My little Had Hup wants to be a chef and is excited about everything and almost fits in my pocket. Constog mostly stays in her room, but went to the library. The party was lame and I left. Our next class, 3 people got hit by a wet sponge from the front of a room. Important detail.
We learned some history. Historic figures. They was talking about leadership. We were supposed to choose a leader for our party.
And then we had to present on why we chose the leader, and we chose Erasmus. And then we went to a gym, and we did not defeat the Clockwork Servants, and we did not show what we've learned about how we can be a team using our leader effectively. And we got a B-. But we need to research ahead of time for the next round.
Okay. So, obviously all of you could research some things together. But I feel like Erasmus is still probably pretty salty, especially considering the poor performance you guys got, getting him a B and all, and followed, right after that F, even though he's been appointed party leader. So I think he heads back to his room, mopey and frustrated, leaving the 4 of you to try to figure out what you're going to do. You've got a couple of days before the next class.
That's why he's not here, eh?
Yeah, that's why he's not here. Doesn't that make perfect sense? It's definitely not the thing that I could come up with that is pretty B average, but works, I guess. So
He's used to all straight A's, and so now he's super sad.
Mm-hmm. So, what is some strategies that the 4 of you can think of, or that you think maybe you should look more into whether or not they are effective?
I want to look and see if there's any lightning spells that druids can learn.
There's a really big lightning spell, but it takes several hours to cast, and then several minutes per round, one of the lightning bolts falls from the sky.
Yep, we
that
should
doesn't
look
sound
up.
effective.
We should look up, what they resist and what, if anything, deals extra damage to them.
I don't know. That sounds like a bad idea.
No, I'm down with that.
I believe last time we did learn that they were weak to lightning, which is why I was wanting to look up lightning.
They are indeed weak to lightning, and
what is the name of the creatures again?
They are Clockwork Servants.
Okay, that is right.
So as a druid, you get a wonderful concoction of spells that you have to choose from. It gives you abilities such as the ability to create water, give your animal companion some acid breath. Well, not really acid breath, but... And the ability, when you reach 3rd level, to call down lightning from the sky. Oh, they actually reduced the casting time of the spell by a lot. It now is only 1 round. Once upon a time, you had to have the proper weather conditions and do all this other stuff.
That does not sound like fun.
It's an awful spell. But yeah, as a early druid, there is no access to electricity. I'm gonna make sure, but yeah, aggressive thundercloud you get at 2nd level. When you get 2nd level spells, rather, not when you get spells of the 2nd sphere.
Yeah, I wish as a witch I got like one of those level 0 electrical spells, but no, I don't.
Yep.
So I. Yeah,
The bad
so
thing about Witch is that you only learn a limited amount of spells, like each time you level. Whereas as a druid, I technically know all my spells. I just have to memorize, certain ones per day.
Yeah, so I can bring, I don't know, guidance with this time. That's something that I could do.
Maybe...
And then essentially just guidance, cure light wounds.
Yeah.
I could potentially bring enlarged person. I have that.
What? Bring a large person
No,
as a spell?
enlarge person.
Oh.
That would be a good spell for Nikolai.
Can you enlarge me?
Yep.
Does that make me any stronger or anything? Can I just sit on them?
You can't just sit on them.
Why not? I'm already like 300 something pounds.
Yes.
Do you submit?
And these things are made out of metal. They weigh 400 pounds themselves.
So, yeah, I mean, Trent likes spending money, so I guess he would try and figure out if he could buy some like bottled lightning.
Let me see. Hold on.
Bottled lightning. That does sound cool for real life. I guess it's kind of like fireworks.
I'm surprised that Trent didn't try and buy a new outfit.
The day is young.
So, Trent, give me do you got any ranks in knowledge, local, or diplomacy?
Probably not. Let me look, though.
Or craft alchemy?
Nope.
Okay. Then you're not sure that you can find this. Like, none of the stores hold on to it. You probably assume if you could find some alchemists around the campus, maybe you could find somebody to do it. But yeah, it's not a readily available thing.
All right.
What else are they? I don't know. What else are they weak to?
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I guess I'd like to look up if fire or acid would deal any damage to them.
So I'm gonna, since one of you's already made the check, you basically know the book that you found this thing in. So you'll know, like, they're not resistant to any of these things specifically. They're just more susceptible to taking damage to lightning. They take damage from everything else as normal. But otherwise, yeah, lightning does more. They can see in the dark. They are, as I said, constructs. They can fire a net at people if they sit for too long in one space.
How big is the net? 5 foot?
The net is let's see here. I think nets are 10 feet. No, they're 10-foot range, and entangles a single target.
Okay.
Are there any like team building activities that we can do as a group that will somehow improve our ability to fight them?
Leveling up. You could go out into the woods and see if you can find something to fight, and if you beat it, you'll gain some XP.
Yeah. See if there's like any slimes or something.
Ooh, or can we win them over with friendship? Would they like smoothies?
They're robots.
Yeah, would they like smoothies?
No. Robots don't drink.
Could we bribe them with oil?
Yeah, oil smoothies.
They're not mind affected. Otherwise Trent would have actually been something other than deadweight in that combat. Da-dunch.
Is there any way for us to find out what other groups did and how it went?
All the other groups did a lot worse than you guys did. It seems like most of the other groups don't have somebody who was aggressive to go up front, and didn't have access to the same like range of spells that you all did. So it did not go as well, nearly as well for the rest of the groups.
And the professor didn't give us any ideas about what we should be researching?
Nope.
Rude.
Well, it's up to you guys to try to solve the problem. You were all beaten by this thing, and your leader is not here to help advise you.
Yep. So I mean, so going back to my spells that could potentially work, like I have the Cure Light Wounds, I have the Enlarged Person, Mage Armor, and then I only have Guidance for 0th level that might do something.
What hex do you have?
It's Mind Affecting. I have the Evil Eye.
Okay.
I have Evil Eye, and I have Extra Hex Cackle. So
Aw.
next time I got a hex, I was going to get the one that gives us rerolls. I wish I would have went with that first level and got the Evil Eye later, but nah, I did it in the wrong order for what we're fighting here.
Yeah. No way you could have predicted it, so.
Yeah.
Well, what you're building will eventually be pretty awesome, though, with that.
What are hexes?
It's like a spell I can continuously use.
But
Ooh,
they're
that's
not
nice.
necessarily as
Pro
powerful
tip.
as spells.
Pro tip. Can it only still be used in combat?
No. Some of them can be used outside of combat.
Yeah, like the next hex I plan on getting is the one that lets you guys reroll. So that's something that I would prefer.
That would be a huge
before
benefit.
combat starts. Yeah. But yeah, I can't do that until we level.
Alright, so we're gonna go fight some shit in the woods, huh?
Always an option. There's stuff out there.
So we have a couple of days, though, before we fight the robots.
You have a couple of days before you fight the robots again.
Okay.
Classes
Are
are
there-
not back to back, so there are basically like 2 days in between each class.
Are there any older students like that guy that God, I keep wanting to call you Zug, that Trent was talking to, like that we could get any insight, who have faced this before?
We met some older
Perhaps.
druids.
Let's try and go talk to them,
Yeah. Let's see.
because presumably they had to take and pass the class.
Yeah.
I have their names.
I know. I do too.
I'm getting better as a GM at this. Not trying to remember them and then failing and being
Okay.
really annoyed with myself.
Rosalia and Iria.
Yep.
Oh, I had those in my notes too.
So I would want to seek them out and get some advice from them.
Give me a diplomacy.
Okay.
Excellent. So you track them down,
Very
and
diplomatic.
you chat up the two of them. Oh, yes. The clockwork creatures. Oh, those things are so grody. Who would
They really
fight them? Oh.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, we had somebody that could shoot lightning out of their hands. That was particularly useful. But we didn't figure it out till late. We didn't have somebody who had the stuff up here, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So we didn't find out until after we lost the first time. But they heal each other already, right?
Yes, they were kept repairing.
Well, no, they heal themselves naturally, but they'll also, if one of them goes down, the other one will come over to heal it.
Oh, that's not good. Okay.
Is there
you
anything we can do to stop that?
well, you want the real secret.
Yes.
You're not supposed to win the second time either.
Oh.
But you're supposed to do tremendously better by working on your strategy.
Okay.
What he wants to see is significant improvement. The challenge is, I would think, nearly impossible for anybody that's a first-year student. And lately there's been a lot more first years taking the class, thinking it's going to be a blow-off class since it's got to do with parties.
Oh yeah, we've got a few of those in our class that wondered where the balloons were.
Yeah. And it's a mandatory class, so you think, I'm going to get my mandatories out of the way so I can do the stuff I really want to do, but bad idea.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your help. That. At least we kind of know what we're going into the second time a little bit.
Did they have any suggestions on strategies other than lightning?
So you keep moss or stuff on you, right? Something alive?
Yeah, I had tried to entangle them last time and it didn't. There was nothing growing there, so it didn't work.
Well, do you have like moss or some other living like plants that you can throw out there? We found that there's a wonderful loophole in the way that entangle works.
Oh.
You don't necessarily have to have bunches and bunches of plants. You can have just enough plants there as long as you have something there. As long as you can get it to where it needs to go. Now, unfortunately, you might end up ruining the plant in the process. You might have to come over and scoop up and clean up the plant so it doesn't end up dying before things go wrong. But if you can get a plant to the right place at the right time, you can get entangled to work. Unfortunately, I found that I'm not particularly good at throwing things, so our strategy didn't quite work out as well. But maybe it'll work better for you.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I normally don't keep growing things on me, but with what I learned last time and what you're saying, that sounds like a very good idea.
Yeah, otherwise it just doesn't end up doing anything, you know? You try it and then you're like, oh, right, it makes grass grow better, not nothing grow into grass.
Yeah, all right. Well, thank you for the...
Did you forget your animal companion too the first day?
I did.
Oh, that's so annoying.
It is. Well, because you don't think that you're going to need to, I didn't realize it was going to be a practical class. I thought it was more like,
fundamentals, yeah.
Yeah.
It's his theory in the title. Why is he throwing us up against things in a theory class?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But you'll find that that's a lot of classes are like that. Just wait till you get to your second year druid classes. They have you doing things in the wilderness that you're like, I don't think I'm supposed to be staring down these creatures.
Well, perhaps when I get to it, I might seek you guys out for some more advice.
I hope we could be of help.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, you got some useful information there.
Yeah.
Do you want to hit up your new buddy, Trent?
So Nikolai, would mage armor help you at all? I don't know if you wear some sort of armor.
I wear something. I liked it. What was it? Hold on. It is
Lamellar.
There it is.
Yeah, it's up at the top.
Yeah, Lamellar. So would mage armor help me, GM?
No, you already get a +4 AC bonus, so getting something else that gives you +4 would not help.
It wouldn't go on top of it to have
Nope.
2 bonuses.
Wait, so I can cast it on the pet, so I could cast it on the wolf if it would help him too, or the stag.
The stag already has barding, I thought, right? Did you get you got barding for the stag? So the stag is actually wearing... What's the stag? What do we put on the stag? Do we write it there? Leather. So it would be a slight bonus for the stag.
The
But
wolf isn't wearing anything, so I think the wolf would...
how
benefit.
scandalous.
Yeah, naked wolf.
So
Just let him go out in public like that.
so for my spells, then I'll probably want to do a mage armor on the wolf, enlarge for Nikolai, and then I'll have 1 cure light wounds left to cast on whatever gets hurt first.
What will enlarging me do?
Your weapon damage increase here. I can just put
Yeah,
it in the
I wish I'd remembered you
chat
had
here.
enlarge as a spell, because I did not. I gotta copy that buff over.
And I put the weapon table in there too, so you can actually just look at it there to see what yours increases to.
Yeah, I gotta build a buff for your character for this.
Doubling its height. Oh my god, that's amazing. And I'm 8 times heavier.
Yep.
But yeah, I didn't have it memorized before. My normal level 1 spells I have memorized is Cure Light Wounds, Ill Omen, and Mage Armor. So I essentially would be switching Ill Omen to Enlarged Person for this fight.
So I'm testing the enlarge buff. Alright, so you got your enlarge buff that you can turn on and off. Do you see the buff section? You know where that is? Whitney? So at the top, if you look underneath where the...
Hold on,
This,
I
on
was
your
looking
character
at the
sheet?
spell. Yeah.
Okay. So right underneath there, there's this little buffs and conditions area. If you click in there, you'll see enlarge. And you can just check that on, and that'll give you the enlarge buff. So if you check that little box next to enlarge under buffs, that will change that. I'll have to work on the macro to give you the bigger damage size, but for right now, that'll at least give you the bonus. So if you close
So if
it, you'll see.
Trent casts that, then I can.
Yeah. Then you toggle that on, and that'll give you the buff for as long as it's active.
That sounds good. I like enlarge.
Get large.
But yeah, I'll go talk to Agnar Arminsten.
Okay.
To see if he knows where to get one of the lighting in a bottle.
Yeah.
Or if he has
See-
any
since
other
he
tips.
knows people.
So you can head over to meet up with Agnar.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask him for tips because my character doesn't want to be like uncool and nerdy. So, but I'll ask him if he knows a guy who can hook me up with some bottled lightning.
No problem. Let's see here. I need to see what you would have that would work for communicating with him. Go ahead and give me a knowledge arcana check when talking to him. Okay. You can come walking up to him, and you'll talk to him a little bit about the production of like golems and other clockwork things. And you'll point out that what you're looking for some lightning in a bottle. You know basically what it is that you want. And he'll tell you that there is, if you hang out outside of a certain classroom, it's kind of an alchemy club. Not really an alchemy club, but like a series, like where regular numbers of alchemy classes are. And while it can be hard to get some from the older classes, if you definitely hang out like around a certain time, you can get some of them from some of the first year students. But there's a slim chance they won't be able to make as much as you pay for. So you might end up having to pay like 1.5 times as much to get it, because they'll try to make 2 batches and then they may fail at one and succeed at the other. But that is, that's a bit of a risk that you have going into it. So you can pay them as many doses as you want, but there's no real guarantee they're going to be able to make as much as you pay them for.
All right.
Uh-oh. Incoming lots of D4s.
What?
At this point, 3 people have bonus D4s, 4 people have bonus D4s. Does everybody get bonus D4s? Okay, so for all the 4 of you, the next roll that you make has a bonus D4 on it. Thanks to
Why?
Other Whitney.
Doing what?
Redeeming her bonuses to die roll reward.
Oh, well, thanks.
Thank
That's
you, Other
nice.
Whitney.
Using her points for good.
Yep. Well, I'm probably going to turn off the points for evil unless it's specific circumstances.
Can I talk to my little buddy and see if he knows anything?
Sure. Headup is happy to talk to you. He'll meet with you in the garden at some point if you're hanging out there.
Yep.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. I made a souffle.
What kind?
Strawberry.
Oh, how did it turn out?
I got excited and I was too noisy.
Too noisy, and then it turned
I
out
ruined the
bad?
souffle. Yeah.
Did you scare it? I mean, how did you being noisy?
So
affect
we
the
use
souffle?
magical ovens and then they kicked me out of the class for a little bit because I got too excited about eating the souffle. And then I couldn't eat my souffle.
You gotta work on that self-control, buddy.
But I wanted it.
Yeah, well, your behavior meant you didn't get it.
I know. But I was hungry. You know?
Did you not eat before class?
I did. I ate a big meal. I had eggs and eggs and eggs. I like
Okay.
eggs.
Eggs are
Make most of the things that I like.
yeah, like souffle.
And cake. And scrambled eggs. And omelets.
Eggs Benedict.
Eggs Benedict. You got some?
No, we're in a garden.
Oh, right.
Did you take this party studies class?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the one of the first assignments where you had to fight the clockwork servants?
Oh, yeah, my frying pan did not do a good job in that. I couldn't cook them up very well.
How did your team eventually beat them?
We got a C.
So did you not beat them?
We got beat. We did better the second time.
What helped you do better?
We listened to the guy who was in charge.
Your leader?
Sure, that's what he was.
The professor or the leader?
No, the leader, not the professor.
And what did the leader tell you to do?
He told us to dodge more.
Okay.
So I dodged more. And then I used my frying pan like a shield.
God, you must be a nightmare to be in combat with.
What?
What?
I don't fight. I cook.
Yes, that's very clear. Our party just had a hard time with it, so we're all trying to come up with some ideas about how to make it easier next time.
Have a good breakfast before you go.
I mean, isn't that advice for any day?
Have an extra good breakfast. Have 3 more eggs.
Oh dear.
You don't want to go in hungry.
I won't go in hungry.
I could make you an omelet beforehand.
Thanks.
Do you have any eggs?
No.
Oh. Then I can't make you an omelet beforehand.
You don't have any eggs?
No.
He ate them all.
Shh. I ate some that weren't mine.
Don't go stealing stuff, little
I
dude.
didn't steal them. In the class, they give you stuff for your recipe. So I ate my eggs that were going to go on my souffle.
Then how did you make the souffle?
That probably isn't why it didn't cook out right. Don't worry, I'll get more eggs tomorrow.
Yeah, but you have to put them in the recipe.
Oh, yeah. Can you get some eggs? I'll make you a deal. If you could get 6 eggs, I'll make you an omelet.
With 2 eggs?
No, I'll use 3. That's what you use. 3 egg omelet.
And then what happens with the other 3 eggs?
They go to a good cause. And he
Called
pats his belly. Or they pat their belly.
Yeah.
Do you think you could get 6 eggs?
I don't know about that.
But don't you know some of the people in the garden? They have chickens.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. They have eggs. My pappy always told me you should just take them if they're just laying around, but I think my pappy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, you generally shouldn't just take stuff that belongs to other people.
No, I try to make sure it's mine before I eat it. I'm trying to do better than what Pappy was. He used to eat shoe polish.
Oh dear.
He said it was a delicacy.
Did he have some mental deficiencies?
I don't think so. He was an okay dad. He
Did they
loved
get
me.
Passed down a generation?
He would hit me with the stick very often to remind me he loved me.
Oh, great.
Yeah, old goblin tradition.
Okay.
Yeah, we play hit stick. You never played hit stick before?
No,
Can I show you how to play?
it doesn't sound like fun.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I would hurt you.
You think so?
I'm a little bigger than you.
I'm pretty tough.
No. Why don't you just help me, with weeding for a little bit?
Okay, I could do that. Got any snacks?
You can eat the weeds if you want.
Yummy!
You're welcome. Free of charge.
He'll like stack up the weeds as he's doing a little bit of weeding, and he puts them in a little pile, and then he like tears them in a certain way and puts them into different things. And then he'll like make himself like a little weed salad. And actually, by the time he's done, it almost looks delicious.
Are you gonna put some dressing on that?
Dandelion dressing is the best. You don't know?
What do you put in it?
Dandelion juice. See, you take this, and he's like squeezing the stems of the dandelions, and then he's like he's like grounding the dandelion flower into like a almost paste, and he like sprinkles it over top of the juice from the dandelion that's all over the like little leaves. And then
That
he eats
terrible.
a mouthful. It's yummy.
I think we have different taste buds.
No, I have good taste buds.
Different.
My dad says I'm really picky.
Really?
Yeah.
The dad who ate shoe polish.
Yeah.
Well, you know, sometimes it's good to have a sense of taste.
It is. I like eggs, and he just eats eggs. He doesn't like eggs. You know?
Why don't you try and get your own chickens?
It's hard. Chickens look yummy.
Self-control.
But it's so yummy.
You don't...
You just look at it, it's like, brock, 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 yum, 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 yum.
Yeah, I don't eat animals, so it doesn't look that yummy to me. It just looks like an animal.
How can you not eat animals?
Very
It's like the
easily.
most yummy thing. Next to eggs.
I mean, you just seem to have a great time with that salad. There was no animal in that.
That's true. But it would have been better if I had some chickens. Even some bugs. Mmm. Every once in a while I find some ants. Those are yummy.
Oh. I'm gonna ruin my appetite.
I'm sorry. Somebody else said that before. I'm sorry.
It's okay, little bud.
I try not to eat the wormies, though. I got told if you eat the wormies, it's bad for the flowers. Because I guess, like, the wormies eat the dirt, and they poop out better dirt.
Okay. So anything else about these clockwork servants that you think would be helpful?
Yeah, if you can't fight, you should try to avoid getting hit. That'll get you a better grade.
I mean, that's true like in any fight, isn't it?
No, you could just die in real fights. You should run away in a real fight. It worked for me. I've learned to use the shield. The pan is a shield. It's very effective. I haven't showed you my pan! And he whips out a frying pan that he seems to be carrying around in his backpack. Look! Look at it, isn't it great?
Looks like a frying pan. What's so special about it?
It's really firm. It works like a shield.
Is this frying pan like as big as Hudup?
It's like as big as his face.
Its face or their face?
Their face, yeah. Sorry. Bad habit.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
Thank you. I do like it. I make lots of eggs in it when I can.
As long as you don't steal them from other people.
Nope. I don't steal. I help.
Good.
I'm sorry I can't help more.
No, you've helped enough.
Thank you for the salad.
You're welcome. You can come get salad anytime.
Oh. You just mean from the weeds, right?
Yes.
Okay, I have to check because last time I ate somebody's entire plants and they were very sad.
Yeah, don't do that.
But roses are delicious.
Oh no.
They got the little spiky bits that are like tingly on your tongue.
That sounds dangerous.
No, it's delicious. It's funny how most people think dangerous things delicious things are dangerous. And they both start with D, so I think that's where the confusion happens.
That must be it.
Well, thank you. I gotta go. Got
Have
class.
a good one.
Wait, no,
Be a
that's
good-
tomorrow.
Be a good little Hudup.
Always. And they skitter off. Sadly though, not a lot of useful information aside from keep dodging.
Yeah, I mean, us who are not actual fighters can fight defensively,
Yep.
you know, and still flank.
Oh, wait, you mean everybody except for me? Gotcha.
There are 2 animal companions that are also basically fighters.
I don't want them getting hurt.
If they want to fight, they can fight.
I would rather them not.
Have you asked their opinion lately?
It makes me uncomfortable. I'm a little overprotective, you know?
So, Nikolai, are you able to shocking grasp?
To what?
Are you able to shocking grasp?
No, Nikolai
No.
took frostbite as opposed to shocking grasp. Shocking grasp is a different Magus spell that you could have taken. You do have spark though, which I actually don't.
It's like a fire. It's like.
Oh yeah, it lights things on
too.
fire. That's right.
Yeah.
I always forget that that's that
Can it
spell.
light clockwork servants on fire?
No, they're made out of metal.
What we do
Yes.
is we put grease underneath them, and then we use spark, and
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
sadly, that grease doesn't catch on fire. I don't have that spell either, but yeah.
And you could put real grease down. If you had real grease.
I bet Hadhup could get us some grease.
Potentially.
It's one of my favorite drinks!
Oh.
It's really fatty.
Gotta be careful about your appetite around this one.
Well, what if... So, are we going to meet back up, or to maybe discuss things? What we've learned?
Well, does anybody
It's
else
like
have
a-
anything they want to look into? There's one other member of the group that hasn't said they're looking into anything. And they're muted and they're trying to talk. Which doesn't work too well in combination.
I think it's just the microphone is super far away, right?
Did you hit the button on the
Oh, apparently I did.
There you go.
I guess sometimes I can just bump it against things. So
Yep.
it flicks down. It's fine.
Yeah, this one I have has like a nice indicator.
Oh, that is nice. That is a nice place to have that.
Like, yeah, man, that's so nice.
Do I know what year the person in the library was?
I mean, they've been there for at least a couple of years, it sounded like.
In that case, I might go to the library and see if they're around.
Okay. You can head back over there. And you can find them. They are once again organizing books, as usual. Oh, it's you. What's up? What you looking for?
Well, how much do you know about clockwork servants?
Not much. But there's lots of books about them. You like books? I think you like books.
Yeah. Are there any books on strategies? Or...
There's lots of books about strategies and lots of books about clockwork golems, but you gotta pick one.
Not really strategies on fighting clockwork golems.
Well, there's books on fighting golems specifically, but they apply differently for different golems. There's lots of different golems, you know? There's like your big iron golems that like can take damage from most things, down to your small little homunculi that you can keep on your shoulder.
You think that might be helpful?
Perhaps. Why don't you give me a knowledge arcana, and I'll aid you in that.
Can I do it without having it?
You're in a library, so you absolutely can.
Okay.
Okay. So together, he'll help you find a book on dealing with golems. It's weird that you're saying clockwork servant, though. Are you in Phelan's class?
Yeah.
I thought maybe so. First years really should stop taking that class. Look. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what's gonna help. So, if you're here and you're looking for things, maybe this'll help. Does anybody use lightning that you have?
No.
What?
I haven't really.
What kind of abilities do you have?
We've.
Good evening.
Hey.
Eventually, fatigue sets in, and your lethargy just gives way to procrastination.
All right. We're doing something with Michelle right now, so we'll jump over to you in a moment.
Okay. Oh, I don't have. I'm like, why is there only you there? Because I got the wrong screen view.
What are your abilities, Comstock?
Yep.
I mean, we've got 2 druids who can like entangle stuff.
Well, you can't really entangle stuff without plants, and if I remember right, there were no plants there.
Right.
I don't know how to help with that. No plants makes a problem. So, who are your 2 druids?
It's me and my sister.
Oh. I didn't know you were a druid. Sorry about that. I guess I'm not always the most perceptive.
It's fine.
So, if you're a druid, then I suppose you don't have a lot of access to lightning. What's your... You get one of those, like, familiars, right?
Yeah, he's right over there. I point to my stag.
Oh, that's okay. That's not a familiar at all.
It's more of animal companion.
Ah, okay. That makes a lot more sense. So then you probably don't have any lightning. Look, when I took that class, we did horrible. We got a D. A bunch of me and some of my friends, we got together and took that class, thinking we knew a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff, so it would be okay. And we ended up together in a group, and well, none of us are really particularly good at fighting. We're all kind of researchers, so we learned a lot about them. We know about how long it would take the average fighter to beat one of them if they could just go back and forth on blows. The average fighter would probably lose in the end, but it looks like it would probably take about... it would probably take the average fighter about 3 to 4 hits to take one of these down. And that would be if they were like a good size fighter person. But they're a little bit harder than average to hit, so it's important to have some focus on that. They've got a lot of thickness to them, so the better someone is at hitting, the more effective. They're not particularly good themselves at hitting, so if anything you can do to help yourselves be a bit more evasive could help. I don't know if any of your friends have things they could use as shields, or maybe have some things that they could wear that would give them a little bit more protective layers, but those could help as well. Our second time we came in, we did come in wearing a lot of things to help us be protected, but unfortunately it hampered our ability to move around, and so that really didn't pay off well for us. That was one of our worst lessons. We did well on the rest of them, though, together. But I really think that's all we'll really find here. There's not much in this book that I don't think you probably don't already know.
Right. Thanks for the help, though.
Hopefully it is helpful.
What's this person's name?
Did I ever
Mom?
get their name?
Nope, never
Mom,
got their
could
name.
you- Okay, so what's their name?
Nope.
Oh, are they still here?
No.
Dang it.
They never got your name, you never got theirs.
So anonymous.
Alright, let's go ahead and take a really short break. And
What's
we'll be back
really
in a bit.
short?
I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, somewhere around there.
My character?
Got him. Head up. See you shortly.